Hey guys, so I know this is Self-Love Sunday on a Monday, but this weekend was a little rough. Did some visualizing of expelling out some of the illusion and a lot of the illusion and my own stuff that I'm holding on to. And then that actually ended up kind of physically manifesting this weekend, which also makes sense considering we just passed over the 666 portal. So that being said, it was a little rough for me yesterday and even today, but I didn't want to go an extra day without doing this. I really want to do this a weekly thing, so I'm letting it be okay. I'm being okay with the fact that I'm doing this on a Monday rather than a Sunday, but at least I'm doing it. I didn't really know what to do for Self-Love Sunday this week. And I had the urge to try and find a short story to read. And I came across this website called Mind That Ego. And the person who wrote this, his name is Ricky Derisz, Drizz. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to say it properly. Excuse me, but he wrote this. It's a short story, and it's called, it's short story, The Time I Met Myself. And I haven't read the whole thing yet, but from the glimpse that I got, this is this should be quite interesting, and I'm actually pretty excited to read it. So I figured we'll just read it together. So, of all the people I thought I'd meet, I never thought I'd meet myself. Growing up, I wasn't aware meeting myself was a possibility. I didn't give it a second thought, rather. I went about my life making friends with others, as one does. Sorry if you hear any banging and pounding, neighbors are home. Anyway, I didn't give it a second thought. I went about my life making friends with others as one does. Imagine my surprise when I met myself on my 50th birthday. Virtual reality has been around since I was in my mid-20s. It was nothing new. I was well-versed and a little skeptical. What started as fun began to grow and grow. Since the discovery of the grand unified theory of physics in 2026, increasing numbers of scientific studies discovered our minds react to virtual reality as we do to the quantum hologram. Ordinary reality, pre-2026, of course. Since the quantum hologram revolution of 2027, virtual reality took on a new edge. Knowing all of our reality is an illusion projected by the mind causes a mixture of joy, empowerment, fear, insecurity, and resistance. For the spiritually inclined, QHR was a confirmation humans were microcosms of the creative cosmic force of evolution. The Consensus Reality Summit of 2030 approved the use of VR for spiritual growth and personal development. Post-capitalism's sacred economics had all but nullified the need for money-oriented greed. The Hunger Project had reached its goal. With a transformed relationship to Mother Earth and material comfort for all, the world's population was focused on self-actualization, collaboration, and compassion. Globally, we'd reached the top rung of Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, self-transcendence. VR assisted the process by catalyzing deep spiritual work. Excuse me. Virtual reality, changed significantly with the QHR due to the discovery of quantum fields of imagination, the meeting point of mind and matter. The human imagination was the creative force. The moment VR was able to hack this field, things started to change. The virtual wasn't so virtual anymore. Wednesday, August 1st, 2040. I had therapy numerous times over the course of my life. It worked to varying degrees. I'd struggled with self-compassion. At times, I'd feel great ease. Other times, I'd fall into patterns of self-criticism and, at worst, self-hate. This form of therapy was different. There was no therapist, or in a way there was. The therapist was me. I'd heard a lot about this new form of therapy mixing meditation, VR, and quantum fields of imagination. There was one VR healing center in Berlin. As a standard for reaching the quarter life point, my birthday gift from the Berlin Self-Actualization Project was a 1-hour session of conceptual linear time at least. Of conceptual linear time, at least. The quantum field is free from space-time. An hour's therapy lasts for as long as you need it to. There have been stories of some who have stayed in therapy for years, negotiating, fighting, and eventually bonding with themselves. May you be happy, may you be well. How it works is like this. You enter a room, well lit, face-to-face chairs in the center. Everything is white, including the chairs. It's not so much sterile in a clinical way, but the technological whiteness of those old Apple computers. A silicone VR receiver is placed on your temples. The virtual reality feed intertwines with your brain's senses, the visual cortex, the auditory cortex, etc. It begins with a loving kindness meditation, Metta Bhavana in Buddhism. The meditation starts by imagining a bright white light filled with love and compassion. You imagine this white light filling your body, filling with love. You may repeat the mantra, may you be happy, may you be well, may you be loved. As you do this, you imagine Sorry. I need to breathe for a second. Sorry. It's not that it was bad. It just freaked me out because I wasn't expecting it. So it was like, kind of like, it freaked me out just because I wasn't expecting it. I just looked up. I don't know if it would have been caught on the camera. I don't know if it caught on the camera, but as I looked up on this side, I saw something like move like this. It took up like this whole space. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It was just something. It wasn't bad. Like, I don't feel scared. Like, I don't feel like there's anything bad here. I know, like, I can feel Eric holding on to me right now. Archangel Uriel. So it's nothing bad. It's just, this is, hi family. This is like, and then this is where I just need to breathe. When something like this happens, I just breathe and remind myself, this is what I've been asking for. This is real reality coming online. I'm starting to see my family, my loved ones, and that was a piece of it. And just breathe. Oh, you just, when you look up in the camera and you see something there that you weren't expecting, freaked me out. Okay, we're good. Whew, okay. So, as you do, you imagine an image of yourself sat in the chair opposite you in your mind's eye, as vivid and as vibrant as you can. Then, magic. VR takes over, transmitting the quantum field of imagination into the quantum hologram base level reality. You open your eyes, there you are. An algorithm encoded in the soul. Due to the Facebook and Cambridge Analytica scandal of 2018, it was illegal to use or collect algorithms based on behavioral traits or tendencies. Corporations adhered to the Global Ethical Council. Regardless, the technology of VR healing wasn't so much secret, but obscured by heavy jargon, quantum theory, and, most difficult to understand, terms and conditions. Most people assumed VR healing therapy worked by forming an instantaneous feedback loop of what we imagine ourselves to be, the perception of a projection, the great illusion. Expectation and sensory perception dance together, and as our brains decipher the message, we see ourselves as fully functional material holographic. I knew something was different the moment I saw myself. I knew this was beyond imagination. All the theory I comprehended about the quantum imagination field told me that imagination is a hacking of quantum potential. It's a place residing at the core of existence before existence manifests. But as I looked at me, I was struck by presence. It was a familiar presence. I'd felt this embrace before. I felt this embrace in times of need, the times I've questioned my faith, the times I questioned my life. Engulfed by familiarity, a chorus of chills pulsed through my body, evaporating into lightness. A weight I didn't know was there lifted. Tears fell, too, tears of joy abound. Unabound joy at being witnessed to me. "Hello, Ricky," Ricky said. He had the appearance of me, that's for sure. This was for ease of comprehension only, a digestible avatar. Transversing the universe. This is going to make me, I feel like I want to start crying, but in a good way. This is, I'm feeling this. What happened next was beyond the comprehension of a language. Free from comprehension of language, free from material density or the constraints of time, me, Ricky, the quantum imagination field, and the quantum hologram merged. This combined non-dual entity merged again, with memories, with future projections, the past, the present, the future, me, Ricky, imagination, reality, all one. From this space, we traveled at the speed of non-locality, able to traverse from one side of the universe to the other in an instant, from past to future's past. Then I was there, as the observer, in my mother's arms, carried to bed. Then I was there as the observer, through my teenage angst and pain. Then I was there as the observer, the time I wanted to end my life, when I was the presence for the first time. When I felt the presence for the first time, unfamiliar and unknown, yet guiding me away from the darkness, reaching out a hand of knowing. Through the pain and suffering and psychosis and self-doubt and confusion and feeling of giving up. Through the heartache and the loneliness and sadness and despair. Through the pointlessness of it all and the disenchantment, the fuck it, I'm trying my best but getting nowhere. Through it all, I saw and I felt, and I knew I was never alone. Ever. The pieces of the jigsaw, an effortless fit, everything making sense, sense being the truth beyond man-made confusion. We returned to our meeting point, the two of us opposite, life coursing through my veins, a force beyond all constraints, exhilarating yet grounded, supported and free to soar. I was ready to ask me the question. Show me who I really am, I said, and the chorus of chills braced for a crescendo, the sense of anticipation like listening to a song you know and love. Ricky smiled. As Ricky's form shifted, I saw, but lucidity was with feeling. What seemed material of the flesh started to vibrate. Quicker and quicker, his appearance flickered. As he continued to smile, he became more and more transparent. With increased transparency came increased brightness, light encoded with information. The DNA and building blocks of consciousness. The information was love, a blinding, unfathomable love, brighter than any brightness perceived by the senses. This was a quantum manifestation of the light of loving kindness I'd visualized. I melted in its presence, as I ceased to be. Lighter and lighter, brighter and brighter. Ricky was Ricky no more. He spoke, but used no words, but I understood. That's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. What I'm getting off of that, what I have in my head as I was reading that, is the truth to where we're headed. This is where we're headed. This is like a good base idea as to what's happening. You know, on that level within science and 3D and illusion, I mean, science helps helps explain actual truth, but when you're adding in illusion where you need physical tools in order to access what he did within that, I am getting there's some sort of base truth to that, something heading toward that is happening. But outside that, this is what's happening on a personal level for all of us individually and as a collective. We're waking up to that. That is what waking up is happening to. We are vibrating higher and higher, and we are remembering the oneness, and we are merging into that oneness. We are also still going to use duality as a tool in order to experience this, but this time now. But now it's going to be within love and peace instead of chaos and like the illusion of chaos and attack. It's going to be within the truth of love and peace and joy and bliss. And, you know, I struggle with self-love. I'm getting better, but it's something I'm still working on. And that's something that Eric is really, really working on with me, on helping me realize is we are not our avatars. These are just a vessel. It's just a cloak over our light. And on top of it, it really is just a metaphor. It's just a map of our consciousness, because these aren't even solid. Like they showed it, like he said, exactly like he said, show me who I really am. And it showed this is vibrating. And we're this pure, pure light, and we're all of it. We're literally all of it. I am you, and you are me, and me is us, and them, and we. You are the trees and the grass. You are the table, the street lights. You're that spider that you're so terrified of. You're that person that you think is evil. You're that energy, or that galactic race that you think is destructive and evil and bad. You're that celebrity that you idolize. You're that person that you think is so freaking gorgeous. You're that human that you wish that you could. That's everything you wish you could be. That is you. We're all of it. We're the good and the bad of it, the up and the down of it, the left and the right of it. We're all of it. Yeah, that was really beautiful. Love ourselves because we're all of it. We're not just this. Love this, but we're not just this. Love all of it. That was beautiful. So, all right, just a little quick touch on self-love and what we truly are. Love ourselves because we're so much more than what we're perceiving right now. So, all right, I love you guys. You're all beautiful and perfect. And as always, have a wonderful now.